Good morning, Breakfast Clubbers. So I'm here in Eccleshill today, and I'm going to be checking out this place, the Swingate Pub. They've recently opened, started serving breakfasts. I've seen good things on Facebook. I've heard good things. I'm really hungry this morning, so I'm going to give them a try. Let's see how this one goes. Hi, good morning, you alright? Hello there, Breakfast Clubbers. This morning I'm checking out a local pub that's recently thrown its hat into the breakfast ring. Once a bit of a novelty, pub breakfasts are fast becoming the norm as places look for new ways to stay afloat in today's rocky economy. Whether you're looking to soak up the sins of the night before, or just need a hearty base before a day on the ale, a pub brekkie can be just the ticket. It's early days for this lot, but let's see if they're hitting the ground running or stumbling out the gate. They've got two options on the menu, the light and the full. Now you don't need to ask which one I've gone for. We're all in on the full English. You get 2 sausages, 2 rashers of bacon, 2 hash browns, 1 egg, black pudding, beans, tomato, mushrooms, toast and tea or coffee. Both refillable no less. All for £7.95. Could this pub grub push itself onto our top 10 leaderboard? Here's a quick look at the current standings. Now let's crack on. That's great.
Can I get you any sauce?
Thank you very much. No, I'm fine, thank you. Cheers. Starting off with the presentation then. Beans have been respectfully served in a ramekin, just how I like it. We're not having any of that rogue bean juice running riot. Nothing flashy here overall. The eggs looking a little undercooked, mind. Nothing to write home about. Overall it's basic, but it's been put together with some care. Score, 6 out of 10. Next up, let's see if the beans were more than just a pretty ramekin. Decent portion size here, but I'll be honest, the ramekin could have fit at least 2 more servings. It looked like it was built for a soup course at a wedding. Whilst the pot was red hot, the beans inside were a bit cooler than I'd like. That said, flavour-wise, they were bang on. Full of depth, nice and rich, just needed a couple of minutes longer on the heat. Score, 5 out of 10. Now then, onto the toast. Was it a winner or just a warm afterthought? Just a single slice, halved and lightly toasted. Nothing exceptional, likely a standard slice from a mass-produced loaf. It was a little paler than you'd hoped for, but fair play. The butter had melted nicely into it, giving it a moist, buttery taste that went down well. Score, 6 out of 10. Reet. Now onto the mushrooms. Let's see if they were magic or just missing. Small handful of breakfast mushrooms then, all shapes and sizes. They held the heat and texture well, and a sprinkle of pepper brought them to life a bit. Flavour wise, they were sound, but the portion felt a bit stingy. A few more wouldn't have gone amiss. Score, 3 out of 10. Let's roll on to the tomato. Large half-grilled tomato here. Now whether intentional or not, this seems to have picked up a bit of seasoning from the grill plate. For me, it's worked in bringing out a bit more of the tomato flavour from what can sometimes be really bland. As it's a rather large half, it's very juicy and more than just a single mouthful. Score, 5 out of 10. From fruit to foul. Let's talk about that egg, shall we? As I clocked earlier, it's a little undercooked on the top. Bit of that infamous egg slime left on the white. Quick flip on the grill would have sorted it out sharpish. Now I know this splits opinion. Some folk won't touch an underdone egg. Others love them like that. For me, I would have preferred a quick flip on the grill, but it's certainly not something I'd complain about. The yolk is as you'd expect, exceptionally runny and perfect for soaking up with either the toast or the hash browns. Score, 7 out of 10. Speaking of them hash browns, although nothing special about these standard frozen deep fried potato shapes, crispy enough on the outside, but once you bite in, it's mostly soft mush inside. Still, they paired well with that runny yolk, which rescued them a bit. Score, 3 out of 10. Right then, bacon. Let's see if it's worth a sizzle. Our 2 slices here are cooked to perfection really. They're both a little on the thin side, but packed with plenty of flavour. With a nice light cook on the fat, lots of flavour in the fatty edges too. Really enjoyable overall. Score, 8 out of 10. Now then, let's get stuck into those sausages. At first glance, some might think they were burnt, but don't be fooled. These weren't even close to the Tesco Cafe Disaster sausages. They don't look like the cheap catering ones either. I'd wager they're probably a decent supermarket brand. When you cut into them, they're firm, meaty, and had a lovely herby aroma that carried through into the taste. Honestly, they were cracking. Surprisingly good. Score, 8 out of 10. Onto the black pudding now then, and it's always a love it or leave it item. 1 generous slice, and bang on the money. Nicely cooked with a soft crumble, good texture, and savoury seasoning. No messing about here, just proper black pud, done well. Score, 7 out of 10. All that, plus a refillable brew. Let's talk about value. Taking everything into account, the portion sizes, location, and that unlimited tea or coffee, I've got to say, $7.95 is good value. So if you're looking to soak up the ale or line the stomach before a day out, this ticks a lot of boxes without emptying the wallet. Score, 7 out of 10. Before we finish up with the final scoring then, let's just quickly run over the missing items. Unfortunately, there was no option to add fried bread here today, so in the interest of fairness, we do have to deduct that 1 penalty point. Right then, let's crunch the numbers. So tallying up today's scores, that gives us a total of 64 out of 110. Let's work that into a percentage now, and the Swing Gate gets a final Breakfast Club score of 58.2%. That puts them around the middle of our average bracket. Unfortunately, that means the Swing Gate misses out on a top 10 spot today, and by less than 1% too. Close, but no cigar. So, a fair crack at the full English from the Swing Gate, and some proper highlights in there too, especially them sausages, which surprised me more than a sunny bank holiday. What did you lot reckon? Let me know in the comments. As always, if you're enjoying the ride, give it a like, hit subscribe, and come join us on the Full English Breakfast Club Facebook group, where you can share your own fry-ups, recommendations, or just tell me why you think I'm wrong. Thanks for watching. May your yolks be runny and your beans not end up all over your blooming plate. Bye for now. I enjoyed that. It wasn't anything special. He's not going to win any awards, but for a pub breakfast, a local pub, come down here on a weekend, have a breakfast, a drink. Can't go wrong with $7.95 as well. The refillable drink. Touch the spot. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.